Thank you so much, guys, for joining us back here on Second Cup. We've got some new guests as well. We've got Asher and Mackenzie from Texas running Outlaw Company. So I'm not too familiar a little bit with y'all, but I'm pretty sure you've been here around for a while here. So you told me a little bit, you've been here for about 5 years. So that's so you guys been here a while. But I'm not from here. So I want to get kind of just a basic rundown of who you guys are, kind of what you guys do here.
Sure. So this is my wife, Mackenzie. So we operate this, we race direct for the company, Texas Outlaw Running Company.
Okay.
Based out of Waco. We have some friends that are in Longview who are our sort of off-site management, and they help us with the races. So yeah, a friend of mine, Briston Rains, he started the company in college. Okay. And we came on to help with the races about a year ago, and it's gone really well so far.
Yeah.
So.
Tell me a little bit about the company. You know, tell me kind of what you guys are about and what you do.
So we do trail races all over the state of Texas. We also have a couple races in Oklahoma and Arkansas. Okay. About 30 a year, so it's a lot. And we're looking to expand. The first year of operation, we had about 3 races over one summer, so we've, as you can tell, grown a lot.
Oh my goodness.
But it's been really fun. We interact with about 200 to 300 trail runners every other weekend at our events, and you know, that's a lot of fun. You getting to see that, getting to be part of that community, and also help grow that community, because we see a lot of new runners as well as returners. So it's fun to, you know, find new locations for people like Lake Meredith or down in Canyon, the Buff Trail system, and you know, introduce them to those trails and put on a great event. It's a lot of fun. Yeah,
and I was gonna say real quick, or do you guys kind of separate in age groups? You know, kind of how do you go about with having these people join in the races and kind of the process of that?
So we will normally, you know, post it online, run ads for it, and that generates enough attention where people come on and, you know, they sign up and they show up day of, run their race. We also have a social media presence, which I think helps. Okay. What I love about our company, and this seems to be the case with a lot of trail running companies, is we have a lot of return runners. Okay. So, you know, a lot of similar faces that we'll see over the course of, you know, each race, and we appreciate that because we're a pretty young company, so to already have people that are returning and that have found a liking for our events and our races is really cool. Yeah, and you kind of saying you guys are, like you said, a young company. Has this been at all like of a challenge? You know, kind of bringing this and like you said, you're finding ways to gather all the community and getting them together. You know, has it been a little bit hard being able to do that at all? Absolutely. We literally had to learn from the ground up. Yeah. It was, you know, starting out, we had a tent, a couple chairs, a couple water jugs. And so we've expanded to, you know, now we have much more company equipment that we're able to utilize. And so, you know, it took us growing from this really small company that didn't have much and facing all these different challenges at all these different event venues to now. I think we're starting to hit our stride, but like with this weekend, we're having to change things up. So. I was gonna say, let's jump into that. So I know you said you guys are switching your locations in a little bit, so explain a little bit to me. So initially our race this weekend, and it's called the West Texas Ultra. It was supposed to be held at Lake Meredith, which is, you know, just north of Amarillo. And some inclement weather became apparent about a week out, so we had to pivot. We had a feeling that Lake Meredith was gonna cancel on us, and you know, that's sort of their protocol, is if weather like that does come in, it's like we're not gonna be able to use their trail system. So we were like, well, what are we gonna do? Luckily, we knew some guys and gals in Canyon, Texas, who come to a lot of our events, and they hooked us up with the trail system that's down there. They're like, well, y'all should come down here and put your event on. And so we got in contact with the Canyon government and also Canyon ISD, and they were super gracious and are able to host us down at the Buff Trails, at the Buff Trail system. Okay. So we're happy to still be able to put it on. Yes. When otherwise we would have had to have canceled. Yeah. So. And kind of, I want to ask just a little bit of an overall. What do you guys hope, you know, to achieve, and hopefully this goes well and you guys have a great outcome maybe in the future. You know, what do you guys plan on doing maybe? So it's funny because last year was super hot, and this year is going to be super cold.
Yeah.
So I think what the West Texas Ultra is proving is that it's sort of a up in the air event in terms of weather. But I think overall our goal is just to put on a great event and bring the community of Canyon and Amarillo together and surrounding areas. And just have a good time, even though the weather's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. It's funny too because like with trail runners, they're running outside a bunch.
Yes.
But with the weather being so cold, they really get to prove to themselves like their level of grit. Like we're ready to see people like really push and break their limits, which is our company motto.
And
Break
that's
your
what
limit.
I wanted to say. You guys have that like motivating, just the motivation of you can do this, you got this, let's go. Kind of how did that come about? Like wanting to motivate people and knowing that they can do it, they can achieve it.
Right. I think everybody has a different reason for running, for pushing their limits. For us, it really is just about providing that space for those people to be able to do that. And I'm amazed every race because we'll have people that are coming out for their first ultra marathon, which is a distance that's further than a marathon, that have never even run before. We had a guy 2 weekends ago who had never even raced a race before, and he came out and did a 30-mile race.
Oh wow!
But we'll also have like older people come out and just like continue to amaze us. Having. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without our runners. They are the people that come out and run our races and support us and really make this job pretty awesome and familiar faces and the community. Like trail running's more niche than just road running. And so to have those familiar faces that support us is pretty awesome.
Yeah. The runners keep you running.
That's right.
They keep
They keep us going for sure. Yeah,
that's so exciting. Well, again, a rundown of the event. We switched locations, and then any social media, all of that, where people can find you.
Yeah. So the West Texas Ultra is going on this weekend, and at the Buff Trailhead. Anybody from the community is able to show up and support. I know the weather is a little bit unfavorable, but our runners need it more than ever now. But we put this on yearly in hopefully Lake Meredith next year. Our social media is Texas Outlaw Running. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and we have all kinds of races all across the state. So if you've never visited a place like Austin and you want to, run a race there, we have races around that area. So come check us out.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining us, and hopefully you guys have a good turnout, regardless of weather.
Yeah,
we'll stay warm for sure.
We'll stay warm.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well,